taking things to a different level this week because art lovers are always asking me, are there no art events happening in other states? Of course there are. And we are showing you some of them on today's edition of Art House. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Melinda Akinwami. Details will be coming your way in a moment.
In England, writers write to entertain. But for a Nigerian writer in my position, you can't go into that. Every generation must recognize and embrace a task it is peculiarly designed by history and by providence to perform.
We begin from the nation's capital, where a group of Thespians are performing a play which tells the story of how royal blood was shed to save a people. It was performed by the Department of Theatre, Film and Carnival Studies, University of Calabar, on a stage in Abuja.
The legendary Inkpi is the title of this performance, which tells the story of Princess Inkpi of Igala land, who sacrificed her life to save her kingdom from the wrath of the Oba of Benin.
Nobody should blame the Oba for sending this war message to us. It is sad that some of us think we can disobey the oracle and cause conflict. Destruction is always the outcome. That has been a means of the traitors and enemies of the land. Yes, Your Highness. Then some appeasement. And that will be followed with general cleansing of the land. As Your Majesty. Did I not vow before the ancestors of this land and before our gods, when I was crowned king, that with your support I shall silence the enemies of the Galaman forever? Why did the lion people decide to disobey the oracle? It will never happen. Whoever violates the wishes of the gods will pay with his life. I assent. As Your Majesty pleases.
According to the story, a war was imminent between the two kingdoms. This made the Igalas suffer several mishaps, and the only remedy for their misfortune was to bury the daughter of the king alive.
Oh, great ancestors! The land is in trouble, and your children are in danger again. The land is yours, and we are your children. The gods are angry with the land. They are not happy with us at all.
David, we are ready to pay for our deeds.
Our fathers are angry over the disobedience in Benin and the lost battle that paved way for the coming war. A war! It is indeed.
Oh, your guide. Please beg the ancestors for us. Now that we are on our faces with bleed, that we may be forgiven and we may perish exactly. Oh, ancestors.
The giver of life and death, he who decrees and receives no objection. Now this is the long-awaited message that might have struck your servant deaf and dumb. The gods want no sacrifice of cows, cocks, or bulls, or any animal as the case may be. Our fathers had demanded. The oracle was demanded that. Oh, great oracle! Our fathers want the sacrifice River Niger back, the only passage of the Benin forces will be that. Which daughter? Yes!
No! And they said no! This cannot be! Consult an oracle and make no mistakes about it!
Princess Inkpi gave her life without hesitation. This earned the Galas victory in the war.
Baba, my lord, I have heard.
No! No! This cannot be!
Who am I? Who am I not to be lost, Father? Let me die. In my death will give life to my people. I am ready. I am ready to die for my land.
Going into that is wanting to be there for others. That's what I believe. And if I must go into politics, I think I should be going there because I want to help others. And being there, I would want to listen to everyone. Even the little one has something to say. Listening to others and taking what they say into consideration, wanting to help them, I think it's one step that's going to take Nigeria forward.
The play preaches sacrifice and selfless service, virtues the producers want leaders to emulate.
How are we practically executing selfless sacrifice? That's the question we're going to ask ourselves with this production. As for sacrifice, it's needed in the church, in the mosque, in the office, at home, at the political realm, at whatever level of leadership. Selfless sacrifice is a sine qua non towards development.
If every single person carries that Inkpi mentality, believing that whatever I am doing, it is not for me, but for Nigeria, for my children, for my family, for my streets, for my community, for my local government, for my state, it will be better. But we should stop that mentality of me, I. It should be us, we, us. This thing for us, this thing for the general population, this thing, this project. When we have that mentality, things will work fine.
The love Inkpi had for Inkpi and Inkpi for our father, so strong and dear. Inkpi eventually got to know the reason for our father's continuous calls. And she dearly and greatly sympathized with him. But did she agree to succumb herself to a sacrificial life burial? A burial to save an entire nation from extinction? Or did she decide to run away far away to a land unknown, never to return?
We need a sound system of leadership. We need a system where we'd all be sacrificial selflessly in our endeavors in order to give succor to a dying nation, to a nation where there's so much complaint of corruption, of nepotism, of a lot of things that's been happening. If people come out to sacrifice selflessly, do the right thing when they're supposed to do it, then we'd have a society that would be bereft of some of the turmoils that readily makes the other countries of the world see us as third world.
The feat by Princess Inkpi still represents a major historical event in the life of the Gala people. Her statue is placed in a popular market in Kogi State.
We encourage those young thespians to keep coming up with interesting productions. Well done to the team. Up next on the program, many young artists were involved in the second edition of the EJ Art Annual Exhibition, which took place in Awka, the Anambra State capital. Details will be coming your way in a moment. Join us again. These are the images you sent in this week. Let's begin with Kenneth Philip Dakar's African Woman, done with oil and canvas. He says the African woman always makes her home ready. She's responsible for putting her home together when the man is not around. And this painting depicts a woman of noble character who went to fetch water in a pot, knowing that soon her husband and her children will need it. To this photography done by Manji, it's called Leaders of Tomorrow. He says everyone should allow the children to find happiness in their own unique way. Then Tony Dolapo is also capturing a child with his charcoal powder on canvas work of art, which he calls Face of Hope. He says the piece is personal to him. Christopher Ankeli has Home Run. Is done with watercolor. He says you can tell the hour of the day by the direction the traffic is moving, especially in a city like Lagos. The density increases long after nightfall. The city hardly sleeps. Then Salahuddin Hayat has Problematic Idiosyncrasy. It's done with oil on canvas. This one, done by Babatunde Adewale, has Keep Fighting for the Good Cause. He uses the legendary boxer Muhammad Ali as his muse. It's done with charcoal and graphite on alabaster paper. Then if you're a Game of Thrones fan like me, you will definitely remember this character, Tyrion Lannister. Samuel Mahmood captures him with the colored ball pen on eggshell. Those are the works of art you sent in. We do encourage you to keep them coming, and always remember to put the relevant information beside them when you send in that work of art.